Hello everybody, welcome back to Blues Focus TV for yet another full-time match reaction video. Disappointing result last night, losing 2-1 to Sunderland. It's the first time in a while I've had to come on here and talk about a loss. Don't get me wrong, I don't think we were terrible last night. First half, I thought we were quite sloppy and looked off the pace, but second half, we certainly picked things up and looked far more the attacking side. Sunderland did look like a good team from the first 5 minutes. I could tell by the way they pressed, they were going to be a big battle for us. Certainly, they have some standout performers on that team. Diallo being one of them. He looked fantastic for them last night, heavily contributed to both the goals, assisted the first and scored a worldie for the second. So Sunderland certainly looked like a good team. They were going to be no pushovers last night. They had a good start to the season, obviously have fallen off a little bit, but last night they were certainly on it and it caused us problems. But we did start the game very well. Troy Deeney had a chance early on, a nice cross in from Longolo. Deeney header sadly hit the crossbar. He had a lot of space, potentially should have done better with the opportunity, at least got it on target, but sadly ricocheted off the bar. And then obviously not too long later, Sunderland got their opening goal. It was really nicely done by Diallo. He had about 3 or 4 Blues defenders around him. For the second goal, personally, I have no problems, but for the first goal here, Diallo sort of shielded off, I'd say, 3 or 4 Blues players. He had a lot of players around him that just didn't get a foot in. I think Sanderson, Job were 2 of them. But no one just seemed to tackle him. And I know he's a small, tricky player, and those players are challenging to deal with. It can be hard to get a foot in, but just none of them seem to do anything. He seemed to be shielding off these 6'3", 6'2" defenders brilliantly when he's 5'8", obviously got very little strength to him, and he just kept the ball so well, was able to play it off to the right, and then the Sunderland attacker was able to finish in the bottom left-hand corner. So disappointing to concede that goal, to be honest. We should have got a foot in, we should have tackled Diallo, we didn't, but goals like that going in football, it's just part of the game, it is what it is. Obviously not too long later, and then after the second half, Sunderland were able to double their lead, and Diallo, superb strike. It's one of those goals where you've just got to hold your hands up and say, fair enough, that's an excellent goal. Took it on his left foot and then ricocheted off the post and went in. So great goal from Sunderland, great goal from Diallo. Have no problems with that one. But then second half, when we needed these next 2 goals, is when we really started attacking and really started playing good football. Longolo certainly looked much better second half, and I think Longolo's been a bit shaky the last few games, particularly defensively, but I thought second half last night going forward, he was brilliant. And most of the time, to be fair, Longolo going forward, I think he looks a massive threat on the left-hand side. He gets in some great balls into the box. He's got a few assists already this season, and did he get one last night? I think he assisted Djukovic's goal. He did assist Djukovic's goal. So, you know, he's going forward, he looks like a threat. He looks like a really strong player. Just defensively, I think Longolo needs a little bit of work. But going forward, like I said, much better last night. Obviously, Djukovic got his goal in around the 78th minute. Nice cross in from Longolo. And poor defending from Sunderland, to be honest. One of their players missed it, and it just fell to the feet of Djukovic, and he was able to tap in from around the edge of the box. So, again, glad for Djukovic getting his goal. He came on and looked brilliant as ever. Held up the ball really well. Won literally every single header he possibly had put at him. So really nice for him to get his goal, but sadly we weren't able to do a whole lot for the next 12 minutes. Don't get me wrong, we pressurised and had a few opportunities. Dion Sanderson, in around the 85th minute, had a shot off the line, and then the follow-up sadly hit the keeper. I so thought it had gone in from where I was sitting, but good defending from Sunderland. They managed to hold out really, really well. So yeah, disappointing we couldn't take away all 3 points. I thought at least a draw would have been a fair result, particularly the way we performed second half. I thought defensively, shaky first half, but much more tight and compact second. We looked more organised, and as I said, first goal I think was quite weak defensively. I think we should have got a challenge or 2 in on Diallo before he was able to pass the ball, but there you go. Thought the midfield was okay last night. Hannibal and Bielik, again, both had very good performances for me. Job Bellingham did start last night, and being honest, he didn't look quite ready for the occasion. Obviously, Job normally comes on for the last 5-10 minutes. I believe that's the first time we've seen Job Bellingham start a Blues game, except for Plymouth last season, I want to say. But Job did start last night. Bit surprising decision, in my opinion, given we have George Hall and Tahifa Chong on the bench. Both players have proved that they are fantastic in the attacking midfield role. But Job was given his opportunity last night, and for me, he just looked off it. He didn't look quite up for it. He didn't look quite ready for the occasion. He often wasn't presenting himself for the ball. Didn't look like he wanted it. And as soon as George Hall and Chong came on, you could see that difference. Both were presenting themselves for the ball and passes. Both were dribbling with the ball really well, getting forward really well. So when Tahith Chong and George Hall did come on, there was a big difference. They both injected some pace into the game. Both were willing to get on the ball and both were willing to take players on. So obviously Joe Bellingham, I believe he's still 17, so he's still got a long way to go and plenty of time to prove himself. It doesn't matter, he can put that performance behind him. I think in the future, Chong and George Hall should be our options when playing an attacking midfielder. And then obviously the two strikers, Troy Deeney and Scott Hogan. Deeney was fantastic last night. I thought, again, he's been brilliant the last few games. Played a really nice through ball to Scott Hogan, actually, first half. Hogan was one-on-one and sadly missed the opportunity. Should have chipped it, in my opinion, Hogan, but there you go. He often struggles when he has time to think about what he wants to do one-on-one. I feel he's often better when he just is presented with the opportunity and he's got to shoot within the second. So disappointing he didn't chip it, because I was screaming from the stands for him to do so, but there you go. We did miss a few opportunities last night, but again, it is what it is with football. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, the two strikers were decent. Thought Hogan did create a few opportunities for himself, and Troy Deeney, again, was fantastic at assisting them. So, and as I said, when Djukovic came on, he was brilliant. So obviously that's it now for the next month. We've got 2 games after this period. We've got Blackpool and Reading. I believe Reading is on the 10th. No, Blackpool's on the 10th and Reading is on the 16th of December. So we've got quite a while now with no Blues games. Shame we couldn't finish in the top 10. We currently are 10th, but obviously with the 3 o'clock kickoffs this afternoon, we are going to drop at least a place or 2. So disappointed there, but it's not the end of the world. We still have plenty of the season to pick things up. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep right on.